very good evening to you. You're watching Times Now Live. I'm Pratibha. I'm joining you live from the iconic Vijay Chowk. Right behind me in the backdrop, of course, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. But we're going to be talking about the air quality in the national capital. And as I stand here, I can feel the difference in the air quality just a few months ago and now. In fact, one look here, anywhere around. Now, of course, it's a little dense. The air, as we speak as well, is a lot more dense than it is. If it was any other day of another month, the situation here would have been completely different. And as these visuals will show you, very, very faded outline that you're seeing here at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. In the entire area, there were so many people who were wearing the masks, not because of COVID, but because of the air quality being so poor. I also want to take in a word from Rishabh and Sabyasachi, who are joining us. We are also going to be talking about the fact that, remember, the Aam Aadmi Party had said initially that firecrackers are to be blamed. It was banned in the national capital. Now, the Aam Aadmi Party no longer has the firecrackers to blame. This morning, Gopal Rai addressed the media. He spoke about the situation in Delhi. And remember, he said that Aam Aadmi Party government is taking a lot of efforts. He had a bit of an advice for the people of Delhi. And also, he pinned the blame on the BJP governments in UP as well as Haryana and the centre as well. We're going to be talking about the politics of it, the impact that it's going to have on people because the air quality is so severe. But first up, I want to go across to Sabyasachi as well as Rishabh, who are joining us live on the broadcast. What's the situation like where you're standing? In and around the national capital, it's extremely difficult to even breathe. The air quality getting more and more severe.
Well, absolutely. See, what is sad is that the people of the national capital has to rely now on winds.
Yes.
Well, Pratibha, see, what's sad is that the people of the national capital has to rely on the wind speed now to get relief from the pollution. Right now, standing in front of the India Gate, you can see it is dark, but still you can feel that thick smog covering this entire area, covering the entire national capital. And we have seen very minimum efforts from the Delhi government so far, and none of the concrete steps has been taken. We have just seen blame game being played by the Delhi government so far, whereas today Gopal Rai says that they want to praise the efforts that the Delhi government has taken to fight against pollution, but clearly there is no effect. I'll request my camera person to show you the AQI level right now. As far the AQI is concerned right now, it is still in the very poor category. It is 346. So clearly the people of the national capital continues to breathe this toxic air. If we go further and break down the air quality index of various areas across the national capital. First, you can see the major Dhyan Chand National Stadium. Their air quality index is around 389. Then if we talk about Lodi Road, the air quality index is 336. At ITO, the air quality index is a 385. So clearly, Pratibha, this is the condition of the national capital, where very minimum efforts have been taken by the government to tackle this particular problem, which has been going on years after years.
Absolutely. And, Gurpreet is also joining us live on the broadcast, and he is joining us from Punjab. A big reason for the air pollution in the national capital is because of the stubble burning that's going on unabated in Punjab. So let me go across to Sabyasachi. Sabyasachi, in the national capital, before we, of course, go across to Gurpreet on what's happening in Punjab and the reason why the air quality is so poor in the national capital. Rishabh, like you were just mentioning, the situation here, and a lot of people have also been complaining about the fact that they have complained and spoken about the poor air quality. Promises were made previously last year as well. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party government had said that this time around, if you totally compromised, then next year the situation would be completely different. But what data has suggested is that the maximum number of stubble burning incidents have been reported from Punjab, where, remember, the Aam Aadmi Party is in power, Rishabh.
So, Pratibha, yes, the AQI here in Delhi is in a very poor category. I'll ask my camera person Parvez to show what the AQI looks like right now. This is the Lodi Road IMD reading. It still says over 330, which is in very poor category. This shows that what Delhi is breathing. We met Gopal Rai earlier this morning in the press conference as well. He's the environmental minister. The same rhetoric that we have been hearing year after year from the government was there at the press conference. When we confronted him with specific questions on the smog tower, on the steps taken by the government, he had nothing but, he kept shifting blame to centre, that how centre has cheated Delhi and centre pulled out, how
so no
Haryana government
answers
is not
that are coming in from those who are responsible for this situation, isn't it? I want to quickly bring in Gurpreet here as well. Gurpreet, you've been reporting extensively ground that you filed, and surprisingly the maximum number of the farm fires are from the chief minister's constituency. It is from his back door, and the fact is that that has become the epicenter of the farm fires. The maximum number of cases that have been reported are from a constituency that he is so close to, and this after the tall claims that the Aam Aadmi Party had made.
Well, yes, of course. As of now, what we have seen, we are also in Sangrur and near Barnala, and this road leads towards Patiala, which we are showing at this point of time. We have seen since morning a lot of stubble burning cases have already been come up, and a lot of agriculture officers, they are trying to curb. I'll request my VJ to show this air quality here and this air quality on this mobile phone, because this is showing 230 at this point of time, and it shows unhealthy, because this we can see that somebody cannot walk without mask. That is the main critical condition as of now in this area, and specifically this area belongs to the Chief Minister of Punjab, Bhagwant Singh Mann, and for the last 2 days ago we have seen the agriculture
That's
minister.
right. In fact, the Chief Minister himself is answerable, and this comes at a time when such questions are being asked on what are the measures that have been taken. So who is responsible for the situation in the national capital? Has the situation changed over the last 1 or 2 years, when this was informed by the Aam Aadmi Party that a lot would be changed? I want to introduce our guests joining us this evening, and they're braving the bad pollution here to join us. So thank you so much, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, Parvinder Singh Sethi, political analyst. We have Jaydhar Gupta, member of the Right to Breathe, and also Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairperson of Nephron. Thank you all so much for joining us. First, I want to talk about, the air pollution as we talk about it. The air is getting dense. The AQI, as we mentioned, is in a very, very poor category. I'm sure you have also been here. You've witnessed it. The Aam Aadmi Party says it has done a lot. This morning as well, Mr. Gopal Rai said that, people of Delhi must be wondering, after all the efforts that have been taken by the Aam Aadmi Party, why is the air quality like this? What would you say?
This is very, very sensitive issue. ये किसी आम आदमी पार्टी, किसी भारतीय जनता पार्टी या किसी कांग्रेस का इशू नहीं है. दिस इज अ नेशनल इशू. आप देखिएगा कि कलकत्ता में भी पोल्यूशन है, लखनऊ में भी पोल्यूशन है, गुड़गांव में भी पोल्यूशन है, और गाजियाबाद में भी, जो मोस्ट पोल्यूटेड सिटीज़ जो एशिया के अंदर कहलाती हैं. इसके ऊपर सबको कलेक्टिवली, चाहे स्टेट सरकार हो चाहे सेंट्रल सरकार हो, कलेक्टिवली इसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा. ये लोगों की जानों के साथ खिलवाड़ हो रहा है. मैं आपको बताता हूँ, ये दिल्ली जो है, ये नेशनल पूरा हब है. पूरे देश के लोग यहाँ पे पढ़ाई करने के लिए
कलेक्टिवली काम करना पड़ रहा है, ये आप कह रहे हैं अभी. लेकिन when the party is going into polls, it's a completely different promise that's made. Charu, this Aam Aadmi Party, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal and Gopal Rai himself had previously said that this time around, if you don't burst the firecrackers, I promise you by next year you can burst the firecrackers. Air quality will be much better.
So, not just firecrackers, and I said this on Diwali when there were debates on air pollution at Diwali, I said Parali burning has not even begun. Please don't talk about Diwali, pollution, crackers. Let's wait for a week, 10 days and see the onslaught of air pollution in New Delhi. Unfortunately, not just Mr. Kejriwal, Mr. Rai also, they are flip-flopping on statements. So just before Punjab elections, they said, choose us, get us into power, Parali burning in Punjab is going to stop. Today, the Agriculture Minister of Punjab says Parali burning is not to blame. From 750 fires in the present Chief Minister's district in Punjab, the number of fires has risen to 2,045. Forget about stopping Parali burning. In his own district, right under his nose, the number of fires has increased more than threefold. Look at what is happening in Delhi. We're not able to breathe, and you're right. We're standing here. It'll give us a headache.
Yeah, let's put out some more stats.
I'm going to give you some more stats. I'm going to tell you what is being said on all the radios today. We have Mr. Rai coming on radio and saying, "Apni gaadi mat use kariye." He is saying, "Aapko thand lage to aap aag na jalaiye." Is this what you are chosen for?
Right.
And I want to ask you specifically, more than 1,200 crore collected in green cess over the last 6 years. You've not even spent 1/5 of it. Where is the money? And why is it our responsibility? Why is it the onus upon us to make sure
now
that
the
we
responsibility
breathe in safe air?
comes to the common man in the advice that he has given. He has spoken about working from home. He has said, you know, if you're feeling cold, like you mentioned, it should be the fires, not the electric heaters. This is what he has said. Then he has blamed the BJP governments in UP and Haryana, interestingly. And you know, if we talk about the stats, the number of stubble burning incidents that have been reported in Haryana have come down drastically from last year. But in Punjab, there's been a rise. So when the Aam Aadmi Party says that when we come to power, we are going to be, you know, bringing it down, what has happened? Why do you think there's such a big mismatch? And why do you think the Chief Minister himself in his district so much is happening, but the Aam Aadmi Party says, you know, the BJP government, the centre is responsible?
पराली बर्निंग इज़ वन ऑफ द रीजंस. उसके अलावा इंडस्ट्री है यहाँ पे, ट्रैफिक है यहाँ पे, और कंस्ट्रक्शन के काम है, जो वेल्डिंग के काम है. आप देखिए ना, ये पूरा हब है. यहाँ पे पूरे देश की होलसेल मार्केट है, पूरे देश की इंडस्ट्री यहाँ पे, पूरे देश के लोग यहाँ पे आते हैं. प्रधानमंत्री ने
but you know, once again, if you say, and this is an argument that is made time and again, I want to just say that the centre has also said the same thing in the court, saying stubble burning is responsible for just about 10% of the pollution in the national capital. So it's really about all parties. I want to talk about the fact that the air pollution levels are so high, the AQI is so high, that it is in a very, very dangerous category. And believe it or not, if you think that the worst is over, it's not, isn't it?
This is a failure of leadership, both centre and state. Let me call a spade a spade. Our Delhi government is sitting very, very comfortably with all the poor votes thanks to freebies. They don't want to engage with pollution. Our central government is sitting pretty with all the Hindu votes. They don't want to engage with pollution. Let's call a spade a spade. We're just going to see a lot of morbidity and mortality. We know in 2020, 17 lakh people in India died from air pollution. It's just going to be more this year. I think 2022 so far is the worst year on record for air pollution in Delhi. I just see a lot of pain and suffering. And what's really shocking with this government in Delhi and the central government, because it's not just Delhi. If you look at UP, if you look at Haryana, Gurgaon, Faridabad, Ghaziabad, Bulandshahr, everything is a complete mess. There's no emergency reaction.
Very quickly, if you can show us the situation right now.
The levels are 500, 400 and something, as you can see, 490 something. This is the AQI level right now. And let me also go on record and tell you that today is the first day that the winds are out of the northwest. So anything before this, I was right here yesterday at the same time, the levels were about 400, today it's 500. So you're looking at about a 25% increase from Parali.
Okay, so big increase, and in the coming days, it's only going to worsen. Dr. Bagai, I can see that you're wearing a mask. In fact, even as we're all standing here, we're coughing, so we can feel the effects of it as well. So, as a doctor, I'm sure you're also seeing an increase, because this is a very hazardous category. So much so that even common man, those with no underlying conditions, can also be affected.
I think Delhi is very clearly for the last many weeks now building up even more in the last few days a total death trap. This is a gas chamber. We very often talk, my colleague just mentioned PM 2.5, but there is PM 5, there is PM 10. There are other particulate matter, aerosols, volatile organic compounds, toxic gases, carcinogens, hydrofluorocarbons. These are all very, very toxic. We've seen almost a 50-60% jump in the OPD cases. all the children and the vulnerables, including the elderlies, including the people with comorbidities, are coming with acute cough, nagging cough, breathlessness. And mind you, the long-term effects are on pregnancy, on the unborn fetus, huge amount of cancer increase, psychological health, mental health, cardiac. There is a recent study in Lancet which has mentioned that 10% increase in PM 2.5 is equivalent to 2.5-fold increase in cardiorespiratory metabolic disorders. It's also causing diabetes, hypertension, arrhythmias. So I think this is it's an emergency situation. Especially the children should be protected. I don't think we need to go and bat for glory. Now the children should stay at home early morning. It's not advisable to send them early morning to school, that too without a mask. And especially the elderly and the vulnerable need to be even more careful. I think Delhi has failed us. All what we ask is clean air. We don't want to get into the politics. We are medical professionals. But I think wherever the lapses are, it needs to be covered. I don't think anyone as a citizen needs to hear false promises.
Absolutely.
We don't want to hear mudslinging. What we want is clean air. We want our children, our next generation to be protected. We want our pregnancies to deliver normal children. Our next generation will be stunted neurologically, psychologically and physically. That's not what this earth is giving us. We need to be fair to the next generation, and I think we need to really come together. I will even go to the extent of saying there should be a separate department to control air pollution.
No, if you know, this hasn't come as a big shocker and something that should be a wake-up call, then I don't know what can be. Mr. Vivek Chattopadhyay, you know, there's been so much talk, politics around the air pollution and whatnot. In fact, the Aam Aadmi Party government has also said, and blame a bit also on the centre because of the measures that have been taken. They all seem to be cosmetic changes, the sprinklers that were initially brought in. These are all changes that are the immediate soothing factors, but there's nothing that has been done on a permanent way.
That is the major failure of the several governments, I would say, because whether we take Haryana, UP, Punjab, Delhi government, all like to begin with, Delhi government couldn't procure the number of buses that are required for the improving the public transport. You see the condition of the roads, they are jam-packed totally. And the vehicle numbers are increasing so much that recent estimations show Delhi's local contribution to the pollution is almost 50%. And on top of that, we have the contribution from NCR. So Delhi is contributing, say, 30%, NCR cities 30%, and next 30% is coming from out of the NCR states. So it's a air-shared issue. Unless until we have a regional regulation and all the states are held accountable and responsible for ensuring air quality, we won't achieve it. And there should not be politics. Politics should be about action, taking action. And they should be rewarded who does a good action. Like I think we need to bring out...
You know, when you say incentives, the first thing that comes to mind is the incentives that were promised by the Aam Aadmi Party to the farmers. Remember, we've been conducting several ground reports and the farmers say that the machines at the centre procured are just lying idle. They have not been given the incentives that they were promised by the Aam Aadmi Party government as well. But I want to come back to that question of the centre as well, because every single time the AAP says that the centre is to blame. You said this in the court. The centre has a certain responsibility. UP and the Haryana government is doing nothing. How do you respond to that?
No, I don't want to respond to that, because if you look at statistics, the number of fires in Haryana has gone down drastically. At the same time, the number of fires in Punjab are on the rise. This year, more than 16,000 fires are caught on satellite cameras. I'm not saying this. This data is available in the public domain for everyone to see. What does Aam Aadmi Party government have to say about this? And I understand there is not one contributing factor to air pollution in Delhi. There are many. I also want to put on record that the crackers are not even in the top 10. But if vehicular pollution is, and if you can come on radio and appeal to us to not use our cars, what is the alternate? Are you providing us with good and safe public transport? How many new buses have you bought? Have the bus routes been increased at all? Because that has also been in discussion for a very long time. You cannot make promises to win an election and then disappear and cheat people, which is exactly what Aam Aadmi Party is doing. You talk about all models everywhere till it is time to deliver, and then you start blaming.
So until now, it was the promise that we are going to come to Punjab and then a big change is going to come in. That hasn't happened. Diwali is over. There's air pollution all around, with the crackers no longer to blame. The Aam Aadmi Party now shifting the onus completely on the centre and the BJP states, but the BJP is saying and asking the Aam Aadmi Party, what about the promises that you have made? We'll have to leave it at that. Slipping into a quick break here. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.